The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
However, if you are one of those people who are on that fuck zone, fuck these nuts, you know, all types of childish shit, fuck dead zone, some stupid ass shit like that, you know, and you're like, you know, nah, I don't, and because this card's not gonna be shown in the theater, by the way, you know, and you're like, nah, I don't, and of course, the zone doesn't do any of the free trial no more, so if you didn't lock your shit in like I did, you know, then you're SOL, motherfuckers. So it's like, so if you don't feel like paying $20 for the month, which is what you'll have to pay, you know, unless you want to pay $9.99 for the whole year, you have a PBC card on Fox Sports 1 on the same night, main evented by Devon Alexander, former 2 division champion, versus Ivan Redkach. The fight itself is, first before I go into the fight itself, I mean, we're in a situation now where Devon has to be unfortunately rebuilt, but not by his own doing, unfortunately. You know, so it's you know, when you have some dubious judging in fights, you know, sometimes the rightful fighter, you'll get shafted, and that was Devon Alexander twice in his last 2 fights
in a row.
Yeah, you know, first it was the Ortiz fight, which was actually an entertaining fight to watch. It was actually a very entertaining fight, and it popped a 1 million+ rating on Fox. I can't really explain that, but
it was a good fight, and you know what? I believe it was because those 2 names been around in 2 different divisions in 2 different eras and never got it on. You know, 2 southpaws, you know, and they're big names, you know, they've been around, they've been on some cards, and they made for a good fight. You know, just wish the judges would have got it fucking right.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is you had, you know, 2 judges had it a draw, and then 1 judge had it for Ortiz, which is just like, what the fuck? You know, it's just like, it was
literally the whole half a fight.
Exactly. It's just like, it fucked all some shit up. And then, in his last fight, you know, in one of the most horrible fights of 2018, you know, he had him versus Andre Berto. Berto gets knocked down and seemingly just gets outworked and outboxed. But somehow, even more egregious, that Devon Alexander loses a split decision and then Berto won by 3 on 2 of the judges' cards, and Devon won by 1, and that was with the knockdown. Without the knockdown, there would have been a draw on that card.
Horrible scoring, my goodness.
Horrible scoring.
I'm disgusted by that shit.
Yeah. So now we have a situation where, you know, because of this fight, you know, Devon Alexander has to be rebuilt. And Ivan Redkach is the guy for this. You know, Ivan Redkach has been around. He's been on the PBC cards. You know, dude was a prospect for a hot minute. You know, I think he had a setback against, what's his name? Fucking the one that Mike Garcia knocked out for the lightweight belt. Cold. Dejan Candid. I always forget how to pronounce his last name.
With a Z.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember he got destroyed by him, and then afterwards, Tevin Farmer took him to school on a PBC card, and then dude, he lost to Mendez. On a fight he probably should have won too. I think he should have won that fight. And then he got into a war with John Molina, a 4-round war, which he lost by KO. So I mean, so he's at a point where now he himself had to rebuild his career.
Right.
And so I think he had like 2 wins, 2 low-key wins or whatever. They weren't televised or whatever. And now you have his opportunity with Devon Alexander. LB, how do you think this fight? What do you think of this fight, and how do you think it will go?
Honestly, it all comes down to how Alexander looks at this fight. You know, could his spirit be broken from, you know, having to take another type of fucking crossroads fucking fight after taking about 3 of them in the Castillo fight, Ortiz and Berto. You know, we're talking about a guy who should right now be in a situation similar to Ugas and Figueroa, Danny Garcia. Like, he should be, you know, right in that bunch of names right after like the top guys at welter. I'm talking about right after the Thurmans, the Spencer, the Crawfords, and the Pacquiao.
Agreed.
Like, you know, Devon Alexander was supposed to be one of those guys. He was supposed to be a name for one of those guys, and a good name at that. A good name.
Exactly. A good, solid hand. Someone who's capable of giving someone the good fight. Because Devon Alexander, if you look at his career, Devon Alexander has defeated some hellacious punchers in those divisions.
And fought everybody, all types of styles.
I mean, he's the only man alive to have a victory over fucking Maidana and Lucas Matisse. Although the Matisse one, I don't believe he won the fight, but I'm not gonna speak semantics. He has an official win over Matisse. You know, he has a victory over Randall Bailey. He has a victory over Durango. He stopped Junior Witter. You know, it's just like, the man.
And look at these different types of punchers. All of those were punchers, and look at the performances against all those types of punchers. Junior Witter, a switch hitter, unorthodox guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's one guy. Juan Arango, fucking, you know, a brawler, a southpaw brawler. Stockton, right. Lucas Matisse, a straight up and down boxer puncher.
And the only person that actually dropped him, the only time he's actually been on the canvas.
He hurt. The fact that Devon Alexander gets up and he finishes the fight and comes back strong, you know, he just doesn't get his ass whooped in that fight. This shows you the type of character. Now, this is after losing against fucking Bradley.
Right, which disgusted me.
Now, keep in mind how many niggas you know or losing a guy of Bradley's caliber and then fighting a guy like Lucas Matisse caliber in their next fight.
Yeah, and then but after Lucas fights to fucking Maidana, he gives Maidana the worst loss of his career, and this is a Maidana who has faced
fucking drops him too.
Yeah, like and this
misses the fucking knockdown like he always do in a lot of these fucking fights.
Right
out there.
And I know motherfuckers like to say that, well, Maidana wasn't. This was in the prime. Like, Maidana was a fucking welterweight. Maidana was already a champion. Had good wins. There was nothing different. There's literally nothing different.
Robert Garcia taught him how to use the jab.
Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that is like literally the stupidest shit. Like, so you mean to tell me that any pro boxer could come over there and holler at you and be like, yo, Pat, let me train with you for a little bit. Or you tell this nigga, like, you know what, you'd be better if you use your jab. And he just miraculously starts using his jab from now on. And then, you know, from shit, I'm interviewing you, like, damn, you turned this guy's life around. Like, you using the jab now. Like, do y'all niggas really like that's literally what y'all saying happened?
Yeah, and it's definitely what happened. You know, it's just like Marcos Maidana literally got embarrassed. Like, this is Devon's probably his best victory as a pro. Maidana didn't land a goddamn thing on him, barely.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, like, that was one of those fights where like you thought somebody was gonna, you know, when you see a puncher, they usually land one decent shot where the guy has to kind of take. Like, I don't remember him landing anything on. Like, maybe he did land. one or two shots, because Alexander got a chin,
Yeah.
but it just whatever he did, it just didn't fucking work at all.
Yeah. And then after Maidana, this motherfucker jumps in the ring with Randall Bailey to get, and Randall Bailey is one of the most murderous one-punch knockout, around, and wins that fight. It wasn't a very exciting fight, I will say that, but he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? And then of course,
word to Mike Jones, if y'all sleeping on Randall Bailey, like we could go on older fights, but just the most recent fight. If you need a real recent KO to look at, Randall Bailey versus Mike Jones.
Right. Now, if you want to see what
shit ain't real,
that's unreal. But like how I usually mention him in terms of Wilder, I mean Bailey's power is on that type of level. But the one thing is Bailey fought better fighters, and so that the one trick aspect of his offense didn't work. Hint, hint.
Because usually we fight skilled guys or guys as good as you that have just as many weapons as you or more. They usually could deal with other big weapons. So
right.
You don't have something else that kind of leverage that super weapon of yours. You kind of might get it taken away, and get your ass whooped.
Exactly. But don't let me and LB say you tell you anything different. I mean, hey.
Yeah. We only been watching boxing for over 25 years, so don't let me tell you something wrong. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh man, but yeah, then after he would eventually lose the fight to Shawn Porter, which was an upset. It was definitely an upset to me, as I really didn't think highly of Shawn Porter back then. And in story time too. I mean, this was because they fought on the night of my my holiday party at my company, and I was fucked up. Me and my lady was fucked up. We drank like fish, and we were fucked up. And I passed out in my hotel room in our bed. And I came through in the middle of the night because everything was like in a blur, So I had to go to the bathroom to go handle my situation, guzzle some water down. Then I pick up the phone from my bed, and it says here that and I'm over there, and I said it out loud too. I was like, Shawn Porter beat Devon Alexander, and my lady's like, oh, shut up. And I said that out loud. Literally, I said that out loud. And that's how surprised I was. And then I'm thinking, I must have been really messed up. But no, that's what happened. And then this started this weird slide. Well, it wasn't. We eventually found out that the slide was because of painkillers. He had an addiction to it.
He got Tramadol or one of them shit, but them pain pills, no joke, man.
Yeah, Khan was literally the first fighter to actually outbox Devon Alexander, and it was so clear. I couldn't even it was a wide decision, and the
right strategy and everything, and we all know Khan knows how to outbox boxers, and Devon Alexander is a guy who will beat up all the people that will put hands on Khan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, but. But Devon doesn't like volume punchers, which is why he lost to Bradley and lost to Porter the way he did. And it's just like, but Khan was the.
It's more than volume, but it was the swarming that style, like.
Yeah, and Devon,
deal with like Alexander could deal with the pressure fighters. He knows how to fight a Maidana. He knows how to fight a fucking Bailey or even a Matisse. He had moments where he was outboxing Matisse. Regardless if you had him losing, winning the fight, he still won some rounds and he still had his moments.
Right.
So he knows how to deal with those styles. It's just, Porter and Bradley, they built different, man. They swarming boxing style, could be hell on, finesse fighters, and Devon Alexander's a finesse guy,
very much so.
His punching isn't finesse. Like, that's one thing about him. I don't think his punching is accurate.
I mean, just like when he actually stopped Urango, that was a big fucking shock. I didn't expect that shit. I mean, that's what, because literally he threw a punch that I don't ever really see him throw. I mean, he threw a fucking drag.
He punched better back then. It's like when he got older, like his career, progressed. It's like he started slapping and cuffing with certain shots. Like
it's either that, or I think it might be because he was fighting bigger fighters. I think that's part of the reason why. Because at 140, he was a decent puncher, but when he went up to, he only has about 3 or even 2 welterweight knockouts, if even that. No, he only has 1 welterweight knockout.
I don't think he was landing clean. Like if you look at like the fight with Maidana, he was landing clean and everything.
Right.
Compare that to how he was fighting against a guy like Porter, where he's just on some frantic, Porter's just digging in his shit, and he's just, making those noises he make and just flailing at him, trying to do something. Like, it's like those pressure swarmers are like, they just get him out of his rhythm. Like, but he ain't got to worry about it with this fight, because
hell no. Redkach is not. Redkach is a decent fighter. He is a decent fighter. Just unfortunately, like I said, when he upped his competition, when he upped his competition, he got some.
You saw what level he really, where he really at, and
right.
Even at this stage, even if you say Alexander's on a slide, which I don't think he is. The judges don't like him, or PBC don't like him, wherever the case. He's still a higher quality fighter than, Redkach. And it's really his fight to lose. Like, he needs to win this fight. He needs to win big. And, he needs to get another fucking fight. Because I feel like he's up there. Like, he's a win away from, challenging for a title. He has a name. He has the pedigree,
Right.
I can see him fighting Yippinets later on this year, or a guy like Figueroa or somebody,
Yeah, exactly.
Garcia, who knows? All these guys around the weight class. Well, welterweight could get it popping. It's trying. It's fucking trying. I'll give welterweight that. It just, the fights ain't looking good.
Not at all, man. And it's just like, Devon. And Devon is definitely talented, and I'd say if Devon loses to Redkach, clearly, it's probably over.
Yeah.
I really would have to say, because there should be a level drawn, and on paper, Devon Alexander is a level above Ivan Redkach. That's for damn sure.
To me, not even a level, like a clear, like at least 2 levels. Clear 2 levels above it, but
right,
we don't know what's in his mind. We don't know if he's looking at this the way we looking at it. Like, this on some must win, must be impressive shit. Because
right,
taking those 2, those decisions against, last year in his career, right when he was right to get on, it almost felt like he got stalled out for another year. And it's like, nigga, this boxing, it's the hurt business. Like,
right.
You can't be stalling out fighters and shit, man. That shit take something off of you. Like,
right. That's how you low key ruin a fighter.
Yeah, and we was already seeing, Devon Alexander, even when he was on the pills, like, he was trying, and he's struggling against Soto Karash and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
When he turned it around, it's like these niggas literally had a great feel-good story, but they didn't let him have his moment. They fucked it up with the judging, and now we back here to square fucking one again. Exactly. Like, literally square fucking one.
Right, and so I hope and I think that Devon will right the wrongs, and he will soundly defeat Redkach, maybe even stop him late. And then, like I said,
yes, if he can stop him, that'd be great. Like,
exactly.
Somebody needs to get stopped on some clear shit. Stop. I'm tired of these PBC fucking draws every other weekend.
Right. Too much of that. I don't need to see all that.
For real. Damn.
And then, like I said, the fight also has a co-main event. It's a co-main event, obviously. We're going to talk about it briefly, as it doesn't interest me. Hugo Centeno Jr. versus Willie Monroe Jr. Battle of the Juniors.
Yawn.
Yeah, no, Willie Monroe Jr. I mean, at one point I sympathized with him. You know, I thought, okay, maybe blackball. I mean, because I know he was talking about blackball stuff after the fight he had with Triple G, which is probably his most exciting fight as a pro, real talk. Losing to Triple G. He's like, well, oh, I've been blackballed, this and that. So he gets a second chance, and he doesn't. I mean, he has a competitive fight with Gabriel Rosado. In a fight where I remember I told him before, like he needed to put Rosado. Rosado was right for the taking. Like,
yeah, and he couldn't pull the trigger on it. He made for a boring ass fight, and you just wanted to forget about the moment after that.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, he got the title shot against Billy Joe Saunders, and again, you know, kept his gun in the holster. You know, and he could have beaten Billy Joe Saunders. He could have. You know,
he had the talent. You know, Billy Joe wasn't. This wasn't his Eubanks night. This wasn't his Lemieux night. This was one of those off nights that Billy Joe has sometimes. You know, let's keep it real. You know, talented fighter, real skilled, but you know, let's keep it real. Dude be hot and cold, and you know, if you're one of these fighters who, you know, looking for the upset, you know, you gotta be hot all the time, or you gotta know when somebody's cold, and you gotta be hot. Case in point, the Caleb Truex and the fucking the Gale fight, the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a definition of somebody who's literally been on a fight by fight slide basis, and a guy who steps up to the occasion and he fucking becomes hot, or goes hotter that night and wins clearly on the fucking road. In this era where we giving draws and majority decisions, split decision losses to clear wins, so it can happen.
Exactly.
It could happen. It just, niggas gotta read the game. Y'all gotta see what's good. Like, and Monroe don't know how to fucking. He don't know how to read the moment and seize the moment. Like, he tried to seize it against Golovkin, and that was maybe the last time ever after that.
Right, because he got hit, because Golovkin managed to light him up too much to the point where he had the referee stop it, even though he was already saying, no, I quit. You know,
but the fact that he fought like he gave a damn, like he put his talent, everything on the line, and just said, okay, fuck it.
Right.
We haven't seen that type of bravery from him since.
No, he hasn't. And
against dudes who is way less dangerous.
Exactly, and it's just like,
get it, like, you'll up there and you'll throw hands with a Siberian tiger, damn fucking a Labrador Retriever got you running up a tree and shit, like.
Yeah, and it's just like, William Monroe Jr. just needs to decide now, can he actually really do this? I mean, does he want to do this? You know, because time waits for no man. And of course, you know, he did pop dirty, you know, in lieu of his fight in December against one of the Charlos, Jamal Charlo, excuse me.
Damn, I forgot all about that. That could have been him. The Charlos had a hard time that night.
Yeah, he did. So it's just like, you know, I just cannot give him anything more to that particular fight, and particularly to him, because I think he's just an underachiever who's just underachieves way too much, and it's a lot of it is his fault. So yeah, I mean, that's the card. That's the two cards. So yeah, I mean, we'll wrap up here. So LB, do you have any final thoughts?
You know, Ring Gang Radio, the Army, is also the Navy. Ringgangradio.com. That's what it is. Shoot, the way this is also a quiet weekend for fights. Really, like, you know, I mean, Joshua, we kind of know what's going to happen with that. That card is you know, this was the FS1 is the Alexander card, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's something kind of like that. If you don't want to go over the zone for 20 weeks, or you have an agenda against the zone, or you flat out just don't like the zone, you know, that's your alternative for TV.
So you still get some type of boxing on Saturday. So, but
Exactly.
at the end of the day, these matchups aren't really, intriguing like that. Because for one, we already felt like Devon Alexander should be further ahead in the sport right now, instead of doing another, maybe this fourth rego at it. And Joshua Ruiz, I mean, it is what it is, We got a slightly better fight from a worse fight because we couldn't get the real fight that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing.
Boxing, man.
The theater of the disappointed.
Oh man, well,
you just imagine, you going to see, Avengers Endgame, and then they show you fucking the Police Academy instead. They lock the fucking doors. Like, that's literally what's happening right now, man. I ain't even trying to shit on Police Academy, man.
I feel you.
but it is what it is. You know damn well you would be disappointed.
Right.
Bro, that's all I got to say, man. RingGameRadio.com, man. Shutterworth.
Yeah, I mean, my final thought is, man, just, like I said, just keep supporting what we do, man, whether it's the podcast, the art, like I said, what we post on Instagram, our Twitter, or like I said, our podcast pages, besides YouTube, you have Google Play, you have iTunes, you have Spotify, we're on a lot of different platforms, and hopefully we'll be on more. So yeah, just keep on, Ring Radio, love us, we love y'all, thank you for all the support, you've given us so far in this year and a couple of months journey. Hopefully we'll keep bringing you some of that shit that you want and need in your lives, in your boxing lives at least. So yeah, for myself, Patscorpio, the New England representative, from my man LB, aka Shutterworth da Gawd, aka Goat Artist, we out of here, and we will see you, or you hear it from us next week. Peace.